Okay, you're recording.
Hello, happy Sunday. I feel like I haven't seen you guys in forever because of the wedding and stuff. And so that's why I took it upon myself to just be like, I'm going to leave the Zoom. And then I was like, I'm not about to leave the Zoom. I don't feel good, but here I am. So I want to first go over, I actually have notes for once, you guys. Okay. So that's how you know it's deep tonight. I have some notes. So, Candy had said in our chat, she said that I think a couple people said leveraging credits. So I'm going to briefly just talk about that really quick. There's not much to talk about with leveraging credits. I'm just going to be completely honest. Krista stocks up. Krista chooses to stock up on products, and that's why she sells so many mini packs, because whenever she has all this free product of 3 steps and some plus line samples, plus everything that she uses, she's more apt to sell minis. So she's making straight profit because she spent her credits to get those products. Me, on the other hand, what I found that works for me is $25 off of 3 steps, or $25 to $30 off of any large order, like any 150 plus order. Obviously, if somebody wanted to do like the couples pack, I'd probably give them $40 or $50 off. Or if they spend like $185 or something like that, I might give them $30 off. And then off of single item orders, I do like $10. So that's pretty much what I've been doing for months and months now. It's $25 off of 3 steps, or any like 150, 160-ish order gets $25 off. And any single item order gets $10 off. That's how I leverage my credits. It works for me. My highest customer month, I want to say, was around 25 customers. And that's the sale that I was running, or like the free sculpt and free sculpt or free balance. So, and that's the same thing. I'm still just using the credits to send them to get the free sculpt or the free balance. So like I said, Krista chooses to use her credits more so to stock up. She will leverage hers, but she is like, no, I'd rather stock up on stuff that I can send my customers to get them to try new things to reorder or to sell minis. So I don't think that there's really anything to leveraging credit. So I don't really have much advice on it besides run with what works for you. If you want to give everybody $10 off, great. If you want to give, I know M said she had 200 in credits and she was giving 4 people $50 off. Everybody does it different. So it's whatever works for you. I like the 25 off because I usually have about, I don't know, somewhere around 200 credits left. So I feel like I can help a lot of people if I can give them $20, $25 off or $10 off or something like that. One tip that I do suggest is I have a graphic, a very simple graphic that I made. I can put it in our chat if you want, but it's actually something that I used with my steps. That was me. It's fine. Everything's fine. It was probably you texting me. But I had it with like a 3-step graphic, and it was like everyone always wants to know their options, and it has the pricing options. So it actually has the 3 steps at $125, which is my discount, with the $25 off. 2-week pack for $100, 5 days for $40, 3 days for $25. So anytime a new customer hops in my inbox and they don't already know what they want, most of my customers already know what they want. They hit me up like, hey, I heard you talking about the mini packs. I want the 5-day. Or what comes in your 5-day. Or I want to try the month supply for $125 that you posted about. What all comes with that. But if somebody is like fresh, you know, hey, what do your products do? What's the best thing for me? And then we get to talking about the products, then I send them this graphic that just has the month supply, the 2-week pack, a 5-day mini, and a 3-day mini priced all the way on it, because y'all know I just don't have the time. I do have the time. I just don't want to. I just don't want to. I'm not aligned with it. I'm not aligned with typing pricing out. So I just have it all in a graphic. Now, when I'm out of credits, I don't use that graphic because that graphic has the 3 steps at $125 instead of $150. Also, you guys know with my wording, anytime that you leverage your credits, still point out the full price. Still point out, you know, that the 3 steps are normally like $250 with the extra shakes, and they're going to get it for me right now, $125, but any other day, $150. So that's all that I had to say about that. What I wanted to jump into today, like I said, I have notes, so that's how you know it's next level. What I wanted to jump into is some coursework that Krista and I do, and I know that M touched on it on last week's training. M actually took the course that Krista, myself, Brittany, I don't even know who else, but a bunch of people are taking it through Amanda Francis, and she is all about like manifestation, being aligned, being in overflow, being in flow with things and stuff like that. So I want to get real with you guys tonight and get vulnerable with you guys tonight about some things that I've learned. And I actually, I know everybody's kind of busy and doing stuff. And if you catch the replay, like this would be the time to pull out pen and paper. But the first thing that, and I just pulled some random prompts on some random work that we've done with this. And I really want you to sit and think. This lady literally asked, and I'm gonna read it to you just like she asked, so that you can get the full effect. Write down what you want. What else? What do you want but you're afraid of? And what else? And what are you not saying or writing? She literally worded it like that. So as you're writing, it's like, what do you want? Okay, now what else? And what are you afraid to say? And what do you think people are going to judge you for? And what are you afraid to say out loud or write out loud? What number you feel like is too high? What goal scares you that you're scared to write down? And that could be, a number of customers. I know Krista wrote down a number of customers for July that she wanted that scared her, but it felt good. It felt aligned. It's a big number. I didn't write that number down. I'm not going to lie. I didn't write it down. I wrote a smaller number down there. So what scares you? Sometimes, we say that we want 10 customers, 20 customers, 30 customers, but we won't actually write that down because we don't think it's attainable. So one thing that I realized that I wasn't aligned with was I would always write down like weekly or monthly, I want to sell this many like mini packs. Now what I'm comfortable with is saying I want to make this much money in mini packs. That feels better to me. So what do you want? What else? What do you want but you're afraid to say? What else? And what are you not saying or writing? If you are the type that has like a vision board and you have like all your goals written really big, what did you leave off of that board? What are you scared that your husband's going to say if he sees these goals? What are you scared that like a family member would say? If you posted these goals and someone were to like judge you for it, like what are you scared of speaking into existence? So I wanted to throw that out there. I want to point out, so what are your fears? And this can be anything. This could be associated with money. This could be associated with business aspect, like you're afraid to go live. You're afraid to hop in Limitless and do a training. You're afraid to lead a training. You're afraid of a certain money goal. You're afraid of making a certain amount of money. You're afraid of getting overwhelmed with business and people asking questions. You're afraid to lead a team. I don't know. It's whatever you're afraid of. And what she always asks, and these are the things that you're afraid to mention because you feel like they're small or stupid or they make you insecure, those things, not like the blatant things. You know what I mean? Like the things that like you don't even tell people that you're scared to do, but you're still kind of scared to do them. Are they written in chalk in the sky? Like, is it by divine writing that these things are true? I'll wait. Is any of it true? Write down bullet points of all the things that scare you. Money-wise, are you afraid to, one thing that's come up for Krista, I'm going to just throw her under the bus. One thing that's come up with Krista is when you owe people money and then you post about making money. I know other people are in that situation. If you owe people money, but then you post about making money. So that's one of the things, that has come up with her and I do in this type of work. Are the things that you're afraid of ultimately true? So you're afraid to go live because you feel like you're going to say the wrong thing. Is that ultimately true, that because you go live, you're just going to say the wrong thing? This business isn't going to work for you because you're not an entrepreneur and you've never really had any money and you've always struggled. Is it written in the sky that you are supposed to struggle the rest of your life? I didn't think so. There's literally nothing written in the sky that's ultimately true about anything that you're afraid of. So throw it out the window.
Can I share what I say?
Huh?
Can I share what I say with that?
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, some of you all may believe in God and you may not. So it all comes down to how you see things. Mine, like what she said, didn't work for me. So you have to find what works for you. So mine, like for instance, I say, okay, so if I think I'm fat, is it in the Bible? Like, does it say Krista is fat in the Bible? No, it's not in any of them verses. So it's not true. Like, nothing is true. You write your own rules. So that's just one way that I like to put it, because like you can check that with anything. Like, oh, I can't be a good leader. Why? Does the Bible say that? Does the universe say Krista cannot be a good leader? No. So that's just one way that you can literally fact check any thought in your mind.
Yeah, I'm glad that she threw that out there. I like how she spins it. I think about it as literally written in the sky, because like nothing's written in the sky. And I mean, if you feel like you can't be a 40K leader, is that written anywhere in the sky, in the Bible, whatever you believe in? Is that written down anywhere that you can't make $1,000 a week, $5,000 a week, $10,000 a week? Is that written anywhere that that's not possible? Is it in the Bible that says that you can't make that? Absolutely not. So why are any of these fears, no matter how big or small, why are they blocking you if they're not ultimately true? Anything that you can ask yourself, like any fear that you have, anything that holds you back, anything that scares you, if you ask, is it ultimately true? The answer is always going to be no, because there's nothing that's ultimately true. It's always going to be no. So just check yourself on that. Also, what areas feel hard, and how can you make them easier or make them feel easier? And she points out ease, grace, joy, and fun. So those words have really resonated with me, like especially ease and joy. Like I write joyful down a lot when I'm doing this type of work. Ease, grace, joy, and fun. So what feels hard? Because it's not actually hard, because nothing's actually hard, because it's not written in the sky that it's got to be hard. We make it hard, okay? So what feels hard? And now I think of Ari every time I do this. What feels hard? And how can you make it easier or feel easier? So some things you're just not aligned with. Okay, so for me, it is, I'm just going to tell you what I wrote down on my little journal. What feels hard for me is editing pictures. I'm not aligned with it, and therefore I can hire somebody to do it. I can just opt out of doing it 100% to make my life easier. Who says it has to be hard? I'm making it hard by feeling like I have to do it, and by feeling like I have to go by someone else's rules of this is what your page needs to look like, or this is what this needs to look like, or whatever. So, and that's a whole different training, like setting your own rules and stuff like that. But I just want you to just kind of like jot down, like, what feels hard for you, and how can you make it easier? Can you eliminate the task in general? Can you eliminate any like resistance or negativity around it and just rip the Band-Aid off and just do it? Or is it something that like actually just like makes you cringe and you just don't want to do it, and you've tried and you've put your best foot forward and you've spent hours on it and you still don't like it, like me editing pictures? Like I really put my best foot forward for years and I still just don't like it. So I've decided it's fine. I'm just going to make my life easier. I'm going to make this task easier, and I can hire someone. I can delegate it. I cannot do it. So journal on those things, or just jot down some notes on those things. If you guys have anything that comes up, you can drop it in the chat on here or in our big chat, and we can talk more about it, because I just want to run through these things. The last couple of things I want everybody to know, because this really hit me in my money. My money story, my money management. I don't know, just how I handle money in general. This really stuck to me. The difference between earning, you already knew I was going to do this, earning, receiving, spending, and stacking. By stacking, I mean saving. And I just don't like the word saving. She pointed out that we're kind of taught that like saving is like this kind of, I don't know, it's a crowded word, you know? So she likes to use the word stacking. And so I actually align with that as well. When someone's like, oh, you got to save money, I'm like, says who? Because I'm about to spend it all. So I like the word stack better. I want money to stack into my bank account. So the difference between earning, receiving, spending, and stacking. I'm going to be real with you guys. This is the vulnerable part of me that I want to talk about. Stacking is my weakness. That has always been my weakness. And I didn't know it until I started doing this work. So for some people, they can save money. They can stack money. No problem. It's bringing it in that's the problem. For me, if my bills doubled, I pay about $3,000 a month in bills. And that's not like combined bills. That's like half of the household bills and then like debt. Okay. About $3,000 by myself, like on that part, and then split the rest of the household with my husband. So if my bills doubled next month to 6,000, your girl would bring in $6,000, no problem. I have no problem bringing money in. I have no problem spending money. I don't feel like greedy or shameful or anything. Like when I spend money on myself, when I get my nails done, when I get waxes, there's different levels to it. So you may struggle with bringing money in. You may struggle with spending money, especially on yourself. That's Krista. Krista struggles with spending money on herself. She feels guilt. And then there's having an issue with stacking. I'm in the stacking category. And that's what I always wondered. I'm like, why? Like, I can bring in all the money. Like, if I need an amount of money, I focus on that amount of money and bring it in. And I have no problem with that. But then it's gone. Like, what's the problem? And so earning and receiving are kind of the same thing. But in my head, earning is, you know, any job, business, or anything that you have. To me, that's earning. Receiving is money that Chris, I can tell you in the past 30 days, I've received 2 unexpected checks, one for $1,500 and one for $1,200. To me, that's receiving. That's my difference in like earning and receiving. Earning is like, you know, money that we get, you know, weekly on Tuesdays and mini packs and stuff like that. And then receiving is just like that random money, like the random wedding gifts that we got, like wedding cash or birthday money or finding $5 on the ground. I don't know. That's receiving to me. A credit that you receive on something, a discount code that you weren't expecting. I don't know, your total just being less. Like whenever we just went and ate at Texas Roadhouse, we thought we had a gift card for $25 and our tab was like 38, I think. And our Texas Roadhouse gift card was actually for 40. So to me, that's like receiving unexpected money because we thought the card only had 25 on it and had 40 on it and it covered our entire meal. So earning is more like wages or paychecks or business or revenue or whatever you want to call it. Receiving to me is more unexpected. And then of course, spending is what it is, spending, whether that is shopping or treating yourself or buying for others or paying bills or paying debt, whatever it is, it's outgoing. And then stacking is your saving. So see which one of those categories, it's usually only one. From anybody else that I've talked to about this kind of stuff, it's usually only one that you struggle with. It's like you can bring money in, but it's constantly going, or you can't bring it in at all kind of deal. And mine was like, I could bring it in and I could pay everything and I'd be fine, but I couldn't stack it. I couldn't save it. So that was the issue. So just kind of see where you fall in that. If you struggle with bringing money in, there's always an underlying reason why you feel like maybe, I don't know, you need $1,000 and you just go ahead and count yourself out of that. You can have negative self-talk can keep you out of, you're just out of alignment with whatever it is, with receiving and earning or with spending or with stacking. For me, I was always taught growing up that money comes in, money goes out. So that's why I was fine with money coming in and money going out. I was never taught like saving and how easy it is to save and that it's okay to have money sitting in your account. That's fine. If there's money, Krista and I are the same way. If there's money sitting there, like, baby, we're about to spend it, okay? Like, we're about to spend it. That's just what it is. So now I've come to realize, you know, it's fine for my account to have $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 sitting in it. That's my goal, is for it to be sitting there after bills are paid, after all my debt is paid, after I've gotten all the things that I want. After paying all the bills, all the things, there's still thousands sitting in the account. That has never been a concept for me. And maybe you're the opposite. You feel like every dollar that comes in, you want to save, and you feel guilty when you spend, or you feel nasty or negative when you spend. So just figure out what that is. It's easier to do this in like one-on-one type of stuff. So if you do want to schedule a one-on-one with me, just let me know. Or if you want to talk about it more in the chat, let me know. The last 2 things that I had, what are you no longer available for? This is Amanda Francis, but I've been saying this since the beginning of 2019, okay? What I was not available for. And everybody kept laughing when I would say it. Like I'm not, because now my thing is I'm not aligned with that, but it started with I'm not available for that at the beginning of last year. What are you no longer available for? I'm no longer available for anything being hard. Anybody that preaches, it's going to be hard, it's going to be hard, this is going to be hard, it's going to take that, I'm not available for that. My life is going to be easy. I let it be easy. I choose to let it be easy. What else are you not available for? Fights with your husband? Boom, it's law. Like to me, whatever I'm not available for is a law for me. It is a law in my mind. It's a law in my house. I don't like to really like eat fast food or go out to eat or anything like that anymore. I'm just not available for it. I got food at home. I learned that the hard way. Like, I got food at home, just like my mom used to say. Okay, like I'm just not available for that. What are some other things, Krista, if you want to chime in, that you're not available for? Or, okay, so for example, I've never been available for not having my bills paid, my bare minimum bills paid. So meaning I've never had anything repoed. I've never had anything turned off. I've had late payments, of course, and stuff like that, but I'm just not available for it. It's law for me. The money will come from somewhere. Now, if you have a problem with receiving and earning, like what I just talked about, you may have had bills turned off and lights turned off and, stuff like that, because you have a problem connecting on the receiving end. So, Krista, what are some things that you're not available for?
So I want to relate some to business, actually. I'm not available to not be qualified and active every month. There's always 100 plus. Yep. Actually, the last couple of months, Kiana and I have committed to 1,000 personal volume, nothing less.
Pause. I think mine ended at 1020 or 1040, wedding month and all.
Mm-hmm.
Don't care.
I'm not available to not get my product credits. 2 customers on, I do at least 3 accounts, because I run 4 accounts, at least 3 accounts every single month. I'm not available to not have my product. So that's another thing. If I don't have product credits, I'm not available to go a day without my product either. If I have to spend the cash, I'm spending the cash.
If anybody on here has actually gone, like if you've been on the products for about a month and you've gone a day without your products, or you haven't gone a day without your products after being on them for like a month, don't ever try it. I had to 911 7 a.m. come bring me products. Okay. So never in life, like, don't do it. Don't ever let it happen. Just place the order.
But these are things like these
at midnight, like on the 1st.
Right. These are basically what we call your minimums. Like I said, okay, I'm not available to have less than 1,000 PV, but that just means that I'm always going to hit that 100 mark. I'm not available to not maintain my 12K every month. Well, I'm 40K now, but you know what I mean? Like, I'll get my auto bonus every month. And I got DJ's back like 2 months ago. I'm not available to not get his every month now.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, it's basically just setting standards with what you're going to deal with or what you're not. Are you available for your husband to cheat on you? Lord, I hope this don't hit home with anybody, but I just that was the first thing that came to mind. Like, are you okay with your man treating you like crap 24/7? Are you going to get over that? What you put up with is what you deal with. That's what you're going to end up with. So if you're okay with not getting your product every month, if you're okay with doing the bare minimum, that's your fault. You have to step up those minimums. You have to realize what you're available for, what you're aligned with. And that's like, we aren't here to get you to be successful in business. We want you successful in life. We're not here to coach you through Thrive. We're here to coach you through life. I don't care if you go 12K. I want you to be happy at home. I want you to live a good life. So I don't know. I don't want to rant and say some other stuff.
You're good. Yeah. And that's all I want you guys to think about is what you're available for. And I didn't know that I had been thinking about these things for so long. It's like, I'm just not available for certain things. Like, call it bougie, call it what you want. Like, when my husband moved here from Washington, literally across the country, we had to get him a vehicle. I'm not available. Okay, I have a brand new car, and we ain't all about to ride in it either. So I'm about to find you a car. Like, we're going to find you a car one way or another. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm not available for one vehicle. It's just not what I'm available for. And let me just give you guys this disclaimer. I did not come from money. I lived in the projects when I was younger. My mom has always struggled and still is. Just to put all that out there, like this that you're getting right now, I've worked through all this. I've worked through all those childhood traumas of money and being a slave to the 9-to-5 type of deal. Like, I've set those standards. Like, whenever I was making $8-9 an hour, I was like, okay, I'm not available for this anymore. Like, not going to work for me. I'm not available for someone telling me when my daughter was in daycare that I couldn't leave to go pick her up when the daycare was calling me, telling me that she was throwing up everywhere. I'm not available for that. So I found another way. There's always an alternate route. As long as you believe that there is one, your mind will start to find ways to figure it out. So what are you available for, and what are you not available for anymore? And then the last thing that I wanted to leave you guys with, whenever it comes to posting and stuff like that, I know a lot of people struggle with content. So I thought that this was noteworthy also from the course that, Krista and I are taking. What does the world need to hear from you? She said, if you could say one thing with a megaphone, what would you say? And mine was break the cycle. Like, something along the lines of make a decision, break the cycle. That's the message. And that's why if you actually scroll back through my post, that's what they're always talking about. And it's not even intentional. But I was stuck in a cycle so long of financial distress, emotional abuse, from an ex-partner, just sleeping all day, just like wasting my life away, basically. I can't even tell you where the past few years of my life have gone. It's a cycle. And so that's what I preach to people, or what I want people to realize. It doesn't matter if you join Thrive. It doesn't matter if you do this, if you do that. I don't care what you do. Break the cycle one way or another. So that's my message. When I was asked this question, what does the world need to hear from you? If you could say one thing with a megaphone, like, this sounds awful, but all that comes to mind is like dying last words with a megaphone. And then you had to like mic drop, like, and you're out and you can never say anything again. What would you say? What would be your one message that you want to see it across? And if you're newer, that might take a while. It might take a while for you to come up with that. Jot it down. Jot it down tonight. What's my one message? Revisit it in a week or two. What's my message? You might have one little bullet point under there in a week or two. 6 months from now, you might have a whole list of things. What's my message? I know Krista's been talking a lot about the old her versus who she is now, because they're not the same. They're not the same. The Krista that I met 5-6 years ago is not the same Krista that I know now. That's the message that she wants to get across. I know she's also been getting across to some of these little funky network marketers who are spammy. You know what I mean? And that's a message that she wants to get out there. All of our messages are all different. So what if you could say one thing right now, like we're about to shut your social media all the way down, and you had to say one last thing, like what message, positive message would you want to get out to people? Like I said, mine is just like breaking the cycle and making a choice, making a decision, because everything always starts with one decision. So those are just some things to get your mind going. I hope that if you need to go back and watch the replay to get like the actual questions, let me know. Krista will have this up probably tonight or tomorrow. And if you want to talk deeper into it, just let me know. I will let Krista wrap us up, or I can wrap us up. It doesn't really matter. I know she'd be wanting to pump y'all up. She can't wait. Like the announcements are coming that she's been talking about, you guys.
I was about to say that. Watch tomorrow when they drop some trackers or something. I don't know what they're announcing tomorrow. I don't think anybody has any type of clue. Like even M. Like we have no freaking idea. And I thought it said like announcement or whatever, but I think it says promotion is coming tomorrow. So it could be anything, y'all. What I want you to do tonight is run the rest of the night out, get your tag team order in if you haven't already. Even if you order 2 times, I mean, get you some product. Like I said, I never preach putting a bunch of money into this, but BOGO, like, come on now, that's crazy. Even if you go on there and order a 3-step with, I don't know, like order a promoter pack and then order the plus line on the others, do you. But like I had a girl tonight, that's what I was helping Stephanie do. So she basically, just to give y'all one more idea for the night, so say I went to Kiana's website right now and ordered as a customer, because we had some issues. This is why we did this, but still. But I went to Kiana's website and ordered as a customer. I could go back under that customer account, or Kiana could, or whatever, and order under that customer account, because you get paid any referrals from your customers, you get paid the same amount on. You can help your customers with this. If your customers can get somebody to order under them and then them tag team with them, like you can run it out, make it work. We have 2.5 hours left. Get some orders in, because tonight ends this week's paycheck. So whatever you do tonight that you've done all week, we'd had end of month. We've had auto ships run this week, like all the things, like work for your paycheck on Tuesday. That's the thing. Like keep working, sign your customers, get your orders in, do whatever you need to do, and be ready for that Tuesday paycheck. But anyways, I don't know what's coming tomorrow. I want you all, go ahead.
I just have one more thing. When you talked about paychecks, one thing that I had said that I wasn't available for anymore was for my paychecks to fluctuate. They're always going to be higher, or like my monthly income totaled up with all of my checks is always going to go up. And I'm going to be real with y'all. I made about $10 or $15 more last month than I made the previous month, but it was still more. I don't care if it's 47 cents more. I'm not available to make less month by month. I'm only available to make more and more and more each month. And the reason, like, since I'm not available for it, it doesn't happen. You see what I mean? Like, I'm not available to make less, like in July than I made in June. Therefore, I'm not going to make less in July than I did in June. Ever since I started doing this, I've been doing this like the past three, maybe 4 months. My income has gone up every single month since I've been unavailable for it to go down or fluctuate each month. So I just want to throw that in there. Sorry. I am excited for whatever's coming this week, if y'all can't tell.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what it is, but when he says promotion, like it could be anything. Like I don't even know. Another GOAT opportunity to get double pay. Like, I don't know. I'm praying for bonuses. I'm claiming bonuses, but I mean, I don't know. I just know that it's very early in the month. They've already done a sale. Like, we're sitting here with one of the best sales that we have is the tag team promo. So we've already started the month out with that. Already started the month out with auto ships. Like, within the first 3-4 days of the month, I think the last time I checked, our volume was almost 14,000. Y'all done like 6,000 in sales just today. That's insane. So whatever they do announce tomorrow, it's only up from here. And I know that's another thing that me and Kiana say all the time. It's up and up and up. It's only up from here. The other shoe doesn't drop. It's only good vibes up from here. So I just want you all to finish this night out, run your heart out and build your paycheck, and be ready for whatever comes tomorrow. I mean, I don't know how he's announcing it. I don't know if we'll get an email. I don't know anything, but I know that it's going to be good. We're starting this month out on fire. I've got two of our 4Ks. I know Tasha's on here, but they've already texted me and they're like, oh my gosh, my volume's about to be this, and this. They're going 12K this month. Kiana's going 40K. Like, we're all pushing. It's time. It's everyone's time. So I want you all to really commit to that, really take care of yourself this month, pour into yourself. That's another thing. Show up for yourself, run your business, and that's it. You know what to do. So you got anything else to say? We got like 2 minutes left. Alrighty. Thank you all for getting on. Let's finish out the night right. If y'all need me, message me, put it in the chat. I know the chat gets answered quicker than like being in my inbox. So, message the chat and that way I can see it and I can message you if it's urgent. But I hope y'all have a good night.